Hello, everyone, and welcome to another video tip segment. Today, we're going to talk about something that's all real. People today no longer want the superficiality of how business owners connect with them. And before they even decide to buy a product or purchase the next big thing that you're offering them as a business owner, they want to feel like you get them as a person and as an individual, and that you really understand their fears, their anxieties, and their needs and their frustrations. And one way to do that is by using video. But we are going to talk about one particular platform specifically today, and that's Periscope. But I'm not just going to talk about it alone. I have an expert with me today, Jay Black. Introducing her, she is also known as the Sassy and Savvy VA. She has been in business since 2008. Welcome, Jay.
Hi, Sekola. Thank you for having me. I am excited to be here and to share some tips, tricks, and information to help your audience out there.
Okay, so Jay, you are also known as an online marketing strategist, right?
That's correct. I've been doing this since 2010, this aspect of it, yes.
Okay. All right. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do and how you help them?
Sure. I help coaches, life coaches, health and wellness coaches, business coaches develop an online marketing strategy to help them build and strengthen their know, like, and trust factor with their target audience. And right now, coaches on a whole scale, they're really struggling with that part of transparency and authenticity in relating to their tribe. So I help them with their online marketing strategy to be able to do that and kind of be able to weed out all the sales pitch that kind of goes on with marketing, but they're able to present themselves in an authentic, that's the word, authentic way. And by that, they'll be able to draw their ideal client out of that.
Okay, that sounds great. That does. It sounds great. All right. So I talk to women entrepreneurs or women business owners about using video in their business. I personally use Facebook and YouTube. But today we're going to talk about Periscope. I don't use Periscope personally. I can't stretch myself but so thin in using various media platforms, but I use the ones that work for me. But for those who are curious about Periscope or have heard of it but don't know exactly what it is, can you tell us a little bit about what Periscope is?
Sure. Periscope is much like Facebook Live. It's an online live video streaming platform that was bought by Twitter, I think around about a year ago, February 2015. And with that, it allows a person, whether it's a coach, a business owner, to just do an impromptu video. It's meant to be informal. It's meant to share information and content live. So it's kind of the same thing with Facebook Live, but this goes directly with Twitter, and you can tweet out your updates. You can connect it to your Twitter feed, and there's no parameters or like a time frame that you need to keep your videos in. It can go as long as you want or for as short of a time as you want.
Okay, that sounds great. That's interesting. Okay, so Jay, so now once we are on Periscope, what type of quality content can we share?
So right now I have three things that I can share with you. Now I'm going to add a bonus fourth, but the first thing is for you to share your tricks. And that could be things that you're able to do every day in your life, in your business. It could be little tips for your audience, whatever it is. That's just purely informational, 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute tips or tricks that you can offer. It's really quick to the point. You can even line it up and say, okay, well, this Periscope, I'm going to give you 2 tips on how to A, B, C, and D. And you keep it really short and simple. This will be great for those who are new to Periscope, really don't know what they can actually offer their audience. This way, it will allow you to stay focused and allow your audience to stay focused and know what they're going to get from you exactly. Okay?
Okay.
So that's to share your tips and your tricks. The second thing is for a backstage pass. I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied today. But for the backstage pass, it's like if you're going to an event or you're having a speaking engagement or something like that, your audience can get a little VIP pass to see what it's like behind the scenes. If you're setting up for your videos on YouTube, if you're about to go on for a presentation, let them know what you do to prepare for it. This will allow them to feel like they're getting to see the VIP things, the exclusive, the ooh, ah, and that will strengthen your relationship with them. They will really love that aspect that you're showing because you're not so buttoned up and polished. They get to see the real you. So if you are nervous about going on and having a presentation, if you do have your desk a mess, they want to see that you're real, that you are just like them. They want to be able to relate to you. They want to know, like I said before, that you're not all buttoned up and everything is not perfect with you. And so whenever they see that, you become real and, oh, I can really trust this person. I can really now buy into whatever they're selling because they're just like me. So that's another aspect. The other thing for the third would be to allow them to ask you questions. Now with Periscope, once you're on there, you can have them interact with you by posting questions. Now you can do this kind of beforehand if you have Twitter, a blog, Facebook, or something like that. Open up to have them to send you in questions. You can pick one so that you're already prepared, but then you can also open it up and say, okay, but do you have any other questions on this topic? Or for my next Periscope, I want some ideas for other questions. Why don't you go ahead and submit them? While you're doing your video, they can type in whether on their phone here or on their, if they have desktop, they can do it there. On their iPad or tablet, they can do it there as well. They can type in and submit questions to you, and you can take those, take a screenshot of them if you would like. Yep, you can do that on Periscope. You can take a screenshot, or you can have someone to write it down. You can write it down yourself. Tell them, hey, look, one moment, I saw a question pop up. It's a good question. I want to take a note for it. And you can jot down a little note for that question. Again, it's to be informal. It's not to be straight-laced and all buttoned up and perfect and snipped and cut like a regular YouTube video would be, but it's meant to be authentic. Okay, so then the fourth tip is similar to the backstage access pass type thing, but it would be cool if you would be able to set up your phone or your tablet to where they can see you actually work. If you are a coach or a consultant and you're offering kind of like a inside view on your coaching or coaching practice, they want to see what that looks like because a lot of people do not know what consulting or coaching actually looks like. So if you gave them kind of like a demo, so what you would do is set up your desk, have like a small tripod that will sit on your desk, connect your phone to that tripod, and then of course get permission from one of your clients or a test client, and kind of do a demo of what that looks like, what that coaching or what that consulting work looks like. If you're doing some work on whether you're an artist or you do some type of consulting, web design or something like that, they can get a peek into what they're actually getting. If you have programs, show them what's all involved in that program so that they can see that as well and be able to ask you questions there live. That way they can get kind of like that unveiled backstage pass again, kind of look onto what they're actually getting with you. The tip before about the backstage access pass kind of lets them see what your office looks like and things like that. But this, they can actually see what's going on inside your practice, what you're actually doing, what you're actually giving them whenever they work with you one-on-one or in a group. So those are 4 ways that you can use Periscope to connect with your audience and with your tribe.
Okay, that sounds great. So can you briefly just tell us what the 4 tips were again?
Sure. The 4 were, the first one was if you have a tip or a trick that you want to share. The second one was a backstage access pass to your life, basically, or to an event. The third was if they have a question and you can answer that question with them live. And the fourth is a backstage access pass to what you're doing with them and your programs.
Okay, so basically what I'm understanding as we recap on this is that we want to make sure that we are giving them a real bite size of what it is in our daily life. So we're not only just sharing tips and tricks with them, which is what most business owners do, but we're also letting them see the real deal behind the scenes of what it's like to show up for an event or for a webinar, or even just showing them what it's like on a day-to-day basis, especially for those who may decide they want to be coaches or consultants in the future, but also to give them an inside peek of what it's like to actually work with them. I think that's awesome. I think that's great. So now, can you actually save your videos? I know Facebook Live gives you an option to actually download your videos onto your mobile device. Can you do the same thing with Periscope?
Yes, you can. Actually, before you go live, Periscope will ask you, is this a video that you want to save, or is this a video that you just want to post? If you do decide to save it, then it's saved. It's saved either on your phone or on your hard drive or something like that as a video. If you decide that you don't want to save it, it's saved for 24 hours on your account. Now, what you can do if you decide later, oh man, that was a great Periscope, or oh crap, I forgot to save it, you can go back in and save those videos. Again, one thing I do want to stress, Periscope is meant for you to show transparency and authenticity. So regardless of what you do, let that be the source of where your content flows from. And Periscope is a great platform to do that.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you, Jay, for coming on and talking with us today and sharing us all those wonderful tips about Periscope. If you are looking in the future to work with someone to help you with your online marketing strategies, I recommend Jay Black. You can find her at the Sassy and Savvy VA.com. You can also reach out to her through her business email, jay@sassyandSavvyVA.com. Thank you again, Jay.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Bye.
Bye.